Coming up,
will coronavirus come back next year?
your questions are pouring in. Our doctor is in the house to answer them. Plus, grab your sneakers. We're going to gym class at home. And girl power. These kids are using their creativity to make something essential, one stitch at a time.
This is NBC Nightly News, Kids Edition.
Hello and welcome to Nightly News Kids Edition. We hope you and your families are doing well at home. I'm safe in my home in New York. Like you, I've got plenty of assignments to keep me busy, and having routines and tasks to complete have really been helpful for me, and I hope it's the same for you. Anyway, we've got a lot of stuff for you guys today, and first we're going to start off with a fact. Did you know in the name COVID-19, CO stands for corona, V stands for virus, and the D stands for disease. Now, the virus started in the year 2019, thus COVID-19. And speaking of COVID-19, let's get to some of your questions. All right, joining us now is Dr. John Torres, NBC News medical correspondent. Hi, Dr. John. Our first question is from Illinois.
Hi, my name is Saya. Hi, my name is Nari. We live in Chicago, Illinois. My question is, can the sun kill coronavirus? My question is, will coronavirus come back next year?
What about it, Dr. John?
Well, it looks like the sun does not do a very good job of killing coronavirus, so you can't rely on that to be safe when you're out and about. And on top of that, we also think that even though less people will start getting sick this summer, we do think coronavirus is going to come back later in the year, so you need to be careful all year long, and that means following all the recommendations, especially if more people start getting sick and they tell us we need to stay indoors and we need to stay 6 feet away from other people.
All right, our next question is from Finn, and a bunch of kids have been asking this one, Doc.
Hi, my name is Finn Miner. I'm from Darien, Illinois, and I would like to know if I should wear a mask when I go outside.
Well, I think he's got that dinosaur. That should protect him, but what about it, Doc?
And, you know, masks actually can give you a lot of good protection, and that's why groups are saying you want to wear a mask when you're outside, especially if you're in an area where you can't keep 6 feet away from somebody, like the grocery stores or if you go to the pharmacy with your parents, and especially if you're in a place where there's a lot of coronavirus right now. And these are simple masks you can make at home, like this one here that my wife's cousin made for us. It has 2 different layers, it has sushis on the outside, so it's very much a lot of fun. And when you do come inside after being outside, just have your mom and dad wash it and then dry it so it's safe for you again the next time you wear it.
Looks pretty comfy, actually. Thanks, John. Our next one is from New York State.
Hello, my name's Levi and I live at Saratoga Springs, New York. My question is, why can't we go to our grandparents' house even if they're in our family?
What do you have to say, Dr. John?
You know, Levi, I know you really want to see your grandparents. You really want to play with them. And trust me, they really want to see you and have you come over so they can play with you as well. But right now, the important part is keeping them safe and healthy. And that means making sure that nobody's around, that they're by themselves so they don't get this virus. Because if they do, they could get sick from it, really sick. So we want to make sure that they're as healthy as possible. And in a few weeks or a month or so, I think you'll be able to see them and play with them again. Just give it a little more time.
I like that question. As a grandparent, I miss my grandkids, but we're doing a lot of FaceTime and trying to connect as often as possible. But you're right. We got to do what we got to do right now, John. Our next question today is from Texas.
Hi, my name is Jack, and this is my brother Kirk.
We live in Plano, Texas.
Right now, we are getting less exercise than we normally do. My question is, if we are getting less exercise, then how come we feel more tired?
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that one, Dr. John. What about it?
And you know, this is a fantastic question because it turns out when you exercise, you work out your body and your muscles so they can get tired, but that means they're growing, they're getting stronger. But you actually energize your brain so you're more wide awake. If you're not exercising, you end up sitting on the couch or playing video games all day long, your brain kind of goes, meh, it just wants to sleep the whole day, so it gets more tired. So that exercise is important, even if you can't go outside, to try and do it inside so you can, again, keep awake all day long, energize your brain, and definitely make sure that your muscles in your body are growing stronger and growing bigger.
Dr. John Torres, thanks. Always great advice. Thanks. And stick around. We're going to have more on exercising and what you kids can do at home for fun in just a moment. But first, chances are you may have heard your parents mention how tough it has been to get groceries right now, or maybe you haven't had some of your favorite foods to eat. Well, the stay-at-home orders have put a strain on our country's supply chains. In other words, the ways we get things from factories and manufacturing plants and farms to the stores we shop at. Kristen Dahlgren takes a look.
You've probably had a glass of milk, but where does that milk come from? Not just our refrigerators, right?
Oh, my glass of milk comes from cows that are in farms.
Food supply starts with the farmers, then it goes to get packaged, then it goes to get distributed to our stores.
Let's visit my friends Sarah and Margot Audette at their family farm in Vermont to learn more.
Your glass of milk starts with cows, just like these girls. A nutritionist makes sure they get the right balance of nutrients they need, and we make sure they're comfortable. This all keeps them healthy and producing lots of milk for us.
The cows are milked twice a day. It's then loaded onto a truck like this one.
The milk from our farm becomes delicious snacks for you, things like cheese and yogurt. The milk from other dairy farms is bottled.
The problem is during coronavirus, everything is running a little differently. Think about it. Some of that milk and cheese usually goes to restaurants or schools, which are closed, so supplies have to be rerouted. That takes time to figure out, so sometimes things like milk or fruits and vegetables are ruined before they can get to us. At some meat plants where employees work very closely together, some of them have gotten coronavirus. More than a dozen pork, beef, and chicken plants have had to close. Tyson, one of the nation's biggest suppliers, is now warning of shortages.
I've heard about the empty shelves at the grocery store that it's mostly some of the meat because a lot of people are cooking stuff.
Then there's things like toilet paper.
People are buying a lot of food and toilet paper and medicine.
Like when they go to Costco, there's like no toilet paper left. And my parents tell me to only use 3 squares a day, and I only use like 4 or 5.
Sometimes my grandma comes home and she comes with toilet paper and goes like, I have toilet paper, I have toilet paper.
When Americans first found out they had to isolate, a lot of people panicked and bought as much as they could carry, leaving empty shelves behind. Paper manufacturers, like the people who make Charmin, are trying to keep up.
People want more toilet paper than we can make. You might wonder why. Well, since everyone is spending more time at home, they're also using more Charmin at home. And it also seems some people have a fear of running out of toilet paper. And so people want to keep more toilet paper at their house. But we're working hard so the stores you shop at will have toilet paper to put on their shelves.
So everyone is working hard to keep the supply chain moving, including truckers like James Rogers, who's hauling supplies like soap.
My message to the people is we're moving as fast as we can, but we're trying to be safe about it. Just be patient and we can all get through it.
Officials say you don't have to worry about food running out completely.
The foods that I miss are donuts and pizza.
The foods I miss are mostly pizza and hamburgers and hot dogs.
But some things may be harder to find for a while.
What did you find to eat?
Which has some of you getting creative.
Icing and pancake batter.
Think that's a good lunch?
Yes,
Why?
because it's yummy.
All right, Kristen Dahlgren, thanks. You answered a lot of questions there for us. Well, speaking of food, another source of energy and strength our bodies get is from playing sports and exercising. And I know being stuck at home can get in the way of all that. And so our Gadi Schwartz is bringing gym class to you at home.
Are you missing those days on the playground where you could just run around with your friends? Or go to practice before that big game? Well, these days, we're starting to see people flex a more creative kind of muscle. From riding bikes around the Grand Canyon to paper plate tennis, even hockey at the kitchen table.
Hey, Coach Waxer.
Coach Brett Waxer is a PE teacher in New York.
Okay, so I'm not running.
And he's still teaching at home, not only to his students, but to his 3 little boys as well.
What's your message to kids who are cooped up inside their house and they feel like they got to get their wiggles out somewhere?
I tell them all, again, the word normalcy, but I just tell them, just imagine you're still at school and you got playtime and you got recess and you have an opportunity to go, like during school. It's hard to just stay focused for 6 hours. So you need that break. It's such an important part of it.
That's right. There is plenty you could do at home.
Is there a way that you can work out inside without breaking a bunch of stuff?
Tabata is, I didn't reinvent it. It's a great workout. It's a high intensity interval workout. You don't need any equipment. All you need is some space. You could do it outside. You could do it inside. Rainy days. There's really no excuses.
His tip, get creative.
I can make an obstacle course in my house. I could get my couches. I could move some things. I could put some pieces of equipment out, and I could use furniture or just anything that I want. Cups, you could just get very creative.
If your parents let you, try building an obstacle course using stuff around the house like pillows or red cups as cones. Look, even Justin Bieber is playing hot lava. You can also ask your mom and dad to check out online resources. Lifetime Family offers a wide variety of classes for kids, from yoga to hit sessions.
Which one's the hardest one?
I think the Tabata.
The Tabata's the hardest one? Oh man, are you guys gonna make me do the Tabata?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Of course, make sure you stretch beforehand and always hydrate.
Do 20 seconds of a workout and then you have a 10-second break.
Okay.
We did everything from squats to Russian twists, even push-ups, all in less than 4 minutes.
I've been eating too much banana bread.
The most important thing to remember, get moving, even if it's just a few minutes a day.
I'll have you know I did 15 squats and a lot of jumping jacks this morning trying to get my exercise in. Finally, we want to introduce you to a few girls on both coasts who are stepping up to offer a helping hand. Gianna Harris may be only 10 years old, but her business is booming. The pint-sized seamstress from Oregon has been making hair ties for several months, but when the pandemic hit, she changed up her business model.
I was like, hey, how can I help out? And I had this idea to make masks for you guys, since I have 2 sewing machines.
Her masks are not only effective, but fashionable too.
So the first one is Dollar Will, which is my favorite. And then here is Butterfly. It is so pretty. And then our newest one is Polka Dot, which I'm really excited about.
Gigi's Scrunchies has turned into a labor of love, donating hundreds of her handmade masks to local nonprofits and seniors in need.
It just makes me feel good inside to be like a world changer. It just makes me feel like really proud and happy and like excited about doing this.
She's not the only one in the business of helping others. This pair of sisters from Staten Island are using their sewing machines to patch together covers for N95 masks.
Put the needle down, turn, sew to the other end.
Juliana and Ashley DeLeo have teamed up to donate more than 100 mask covers so far to healthcare workers on the front lines in their special operation called Sewn by Sisters.
It feels really good knowing that we can help people during this time when there's not much to do to help.
These kids sewing a new era of protection, one stitch of love at a time. Terrific work, girls. And before we go, just a reminder, parents, if your kids have questions, please email a video of them asking it to us at nightlynewskids@nbcuni.com. That does it for Nightly News Kids Edition. We hope we answered some of your questions, gave you a little break from your schoolwork, and made you smile. You may recall last week we asked your parents to send in photos of some colorful masks you and your families are wearing. We want to share those pictures with you now. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you here next time. In the meantime, take care of yourself and each other.